Ranking the Twisted series, books, characters, and couples. On the bottom in every category is Twisted games. I'm sorry, but this gave me nothing. Bridget and Reese were very bland, stereotypical characters. I feel like I've seen them in books 1,000 times before. The plot was predictable and not very exciting, and so for a book that was being carried by the romance, I thought the romance was stale. Now here's where things start to get interesting, because my second least favorite book in the series was Twisted Love. This book was bad, but I put it above Twisted Games because I actually did enjoy the plot at the end, and I also liked the characters in this book a lot better. I loved Alex Volkov. I loved his grumpy, narcissistic attitude, and I loved that he wasn't trying to pretend to be a humble billionaire. He owned his rich boy status, and he did so in a hilarious way. Twisted Lies was my second favorite book in the series. I thought it was better than Twisted Games and Twisted Love, but even this book, I didn't love it. Really liked Stella. She was my second favorite FMC in the series, and I thought Christian was okay. He's kind of an overdone bookman, but I have to say, I am pretty burnt out of the fake dating trope. Honorable mention before I move on to my #1 spot winners, my second favorite couple in the book were Josh and Alex. Their bromance was everything. And by a landslide, my favorite book in the series was Twisted Hate. This was 5 stars. I loved everything about this. I loved the romance, I loved the plot, I loved the side plots, I loved the characters, I loved the chemistry, I loved the banter, I loved the fact that Josh and Jules felt like real characters, flawed human beings who made mistakes. They were just a medical resident and a law student with messy pasts coming together and actually forming a relationship from the ground up. Their connection didn't feel like it was instantaneous. You actually got to watch them build a relationship from the base. Everything about them and their story felt genuine, real, and relatable, and I appreciated that so much.